Well, here's an interesting rifle we're testing today. It's in 308 caliber. It's a new Steyr Breeze, and this is the CL2 version. They do an SM12 version, and it's got a very interesting 16-inch stainless steel, typical Steyr hammer forged barrel in 308, 16 inches. And what you have is a full length carbon fibre shroud which goes over the top. And the moderator is 23.5 inches long, and it's got a 32mm outside diameter. And you've got the baffle stack which goes in front of the muzzle here, about 8 of the muzzle of 8 inches. So that's your sound suppression. You have your typical Mannlicher C2 action with a lovely Mannlicher or Steyr type butter spoon bolt handle. You have the SBS safe system where you have a free position for fire. You can put it onto the white button, which is then safe, but the bolt is still operational. Or with the grey on, it actually locks the bolt and the trigger as well. And you can also have the addition of actually pushing down the bolt completely locked with a round in the chamber, so it's totally safe if you're climbing up a high seat, etc. A nice system. Overall, it is actually available in carbon fibre stock, which will match the carbon fibre barrel. This is in wood, it's in lovely walnut, and it weighs 7.71 pounds, and I think the overall length is 46 inches. I say it's a very nice classic looking stalking rifle, but with a lot of technology built in, and obviously full suppression. So we're going to take it out in the field, test some factories, loads for it, and take it road stalking, because the buck season's just started. Right, today we're looking at the Steyr Breeze, which is a fully suppressed 308, which is a very interesting rifle with a carbon fibre wrap barrel. It's got a 16-inch barrel, so we're very interested to see what the velocities are today, and accuracy as well. We're using the normally very high velocity 308 150 grain Hornady SST bullets. Let's see how they shoot. We're here at 100 yards, and let's give it a go. — 2676, so it's down a little bit of velocity. That's normally about 28, 28.5. Yeah, 2689. And that is 2692. So yeah, a bit down on velocity there, but looking at the group, that is inch, just under an inch. I mean, that's not bad really, considering. So yeah, let's carry on and see what else we can shoot. Next up, we're going to look at a lead-free option, and that's the Barnes. These are the TTSXs, which are the tipped TSX bullet, and this is 168 grain, and we'll see how that performs. Nice positive bolt action. Yeah, 2470, so quite low. Two 453. Finally 2458. So that's yeah, actually it's just deer legal for large species deer in Scotland, but very quiet. Right, another lead-free option is the Winchester Extreme Point. That's an all copper bullet, and these are 150 grain, which is a nice intermediate weight for the 308, and especially this shorter 16-inch barrel. It should give us a little bit more velocity, hopefully. And let's see how they shoot. Right, another factory load. And then we have the Remington 165 grain AccuTips. Interesting to see what those velocities are actually. 2531. Yep, 2441. 2521. Quite consistent. 2415. 2570. But accuracy on those, they sometimes they get very good accuracy, sometimes they don't. That is getting on for like 2 inches, I'm afraid. So, but you know, we test it and that's the results. So 2391, so that's quite low. Fine for England and Wales, deer stalking, but mindful of, you know, that 2450. And I'll keep mentioning it, but I do quite a lot of stalking in Scotland, so just remember. Well, I'm going to try reload now. We've got a 46 grains reload of 15 below a 150 grain ballistic tip. We'll see how that shoots. So another heavyweight, 165 RWS. This has a DK bullet, which I quite like actually. These actually penetrate very well. They're quite nice to fallow in and around Sussex, areas like that. Oh yeah, 2778, it's nice. 2788, nice consistent. 2314. 2285, 85. And 2301. And that's got to be the best group of the lot actually. That is very, very nice. Yeah, that's got to be almost like 0.6 of an inch. A very, very nice group. 2781, that's a very consistent round, that's very nice. And oh yeah, nice, that's under an inch group, so that's reloading for this. I think with this being a short barrel and being sort of quite friendly on the ammunition for reloading purposes, the 308, I think you actually need to fine tune this to actually get the velocity you want, depending on the area you stalk, I think in England and Scotland. But overall it's a very, very nice, it's incredibly reliable functioning, really good ejection, very, very nice feeding. One I didn't put the round in properly, it popped out, that's my fault. Very low recoil, and hopefully you can hear the noise signature, which is what this is all about, is very, very muted. You know, to say I wouldn't say it's better than having a normal suppressor on the end. I don't really know, it's very difficult to tell actually without a sound meter, but no, a very, very nice rifle, and I've been quite impressed with it. You know, some low velocities here and there, and you know, as with all rifle testing, the accuracy, you know, can be quite good with some ammunition bullet weights and some with, you know, with, some not, and that's the way why we test them really. Since we've got a fully suppressed rifle here today, I thought we'd try some subsonic rounds. I've got some reloads, but these are the factory round. It's a 185 grain PowerPoint subsonic from Winchester. These normally shoot very, very quietly and quite accurately, so we'll see how they perform. Uh, 806.9, nice consistent. Uh, 8110.3, I mean, very consistent round. Right, today we're looking at a really interesting new rifle from Steyr, Steyr Arms. It's the fully suppressed 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. We've got a 308 here on test, and it's a carbon fibre wrapped suppressor, which is very interesting. And it's put onto their either the CL2 or the SM12 action system. We've got the CL2 version here. It's 46 inches overall length. and with the wood stock, walnut version stock here, it weighs 7.7 pounds, but you can go for an all carbon version, and that drops off a pound, so it's 6.7 pounds for the carbon fibre stock, if you so wish. Yeah, the key feature of the Steyr CL II Breeze is obviously the fully suppressed barrel. It's carbon fibre, giving it very light weight and very good handling to this rifle. I say it only weighs 375 grams, the suppressor. It's 23.75 inches overall length with a 32mm diameter, so just over, well, a bit over 1.5 inches. What is interesting about this, it's very easy to remove. I'll just unscrew. You have a 15x1 thread, metric thread on the muzzle, and yeah, a few turns and it should come off quite easily. But what you'll see is on a lot of fully suppressed rifles, at the rear you have a O-ring, but this Steyr doesn't have an O-ring. That's because it doesn't seal at the back. What you have is stainless steel 16-inch hammer forge, and it's got the typical spiral design of the which Steyr are renowned for. And what you have at the end of the suppressor here is it's just a little cap here, and it actually fits up very snugly up against the the barrel union to the action here. So none of the gases, if you put that in line here, none of the gases from here to here from the muzzle actually vent backwards, so you have a clean barrel. On some fully suppressed rifles, when you fire, some of the muzzle gases are redirected here, and this is used as a secondary expansion chamber for further noise reduction, but it does mean you have to clean the barrel. Mannlicher or Steyr have thought, no, what we'll just do is we'll use it to cover the whole barrel, make it uniform in looks and balance, and what you then have is 8 inches here from the muzzle forward, and this is your typical baffle stack, which is used for all the suppression on the gun. And you can see in the tests it actually worked very well. It's a very simple system to use, and the noise reduction was very good, and especially some of the lower velocities and subsonics was terrific. Also, the Steyr on their CL2, they have a lovely 4-lug system on the bolt. It's a twin opposed. It's very slick to operate, very smooth. You have a Manox finish, again very hard wearing, and very conducive for use out in the field for stalking, which I use. Stock wise, as we said, you can have a carbon fibre version, or you can have the walnut version as we have here. Steyr always tend to put nice walnut on their rifles. This is particularly nice, and it has a typical German or Teutonic look to it. It has the, I actually really like it. It doesn't have a Hogsback cheek piece, but it has the Bavarian cheek piece with the 2 ribs and very well defined, rosewood tip and forend. And also, very interestingly, they put fish scale checkering on, which does aid in grip and does look very nice. I think it complements the carbon fibre, the Manox finish, and the walnut. I think it just looks very smart. You know, some people, from a practical point of view, will probably go for an all carbon fibre rifle, but that will obviously cost you more. Magazine wise, you have a really nice system. Again, it's a polymer magazine. You have twin opposed release buttons, which are very easy to use. Push them in, it slides out, and then you have what is essentially a double feed magazine, all made out of polymer, so it won't rust. It's very lightweight. It fed flawlessly with all the ammunition we tried. It's in 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. It's 4 rounds or 4 shots, but you can get a 10-shot magazine, I believe. Although I've not tried that. You can't actually load from the top because the actual ejection or loading port here is too small. Right, trigger wise, this is a single stage unit. It's adjustable, but it's also set unit, and when we tested it earlier on, it gave 4 pounds and 4 ounces for the first stage pull, but if you set it and actually set the trigger forward and then shoot, that's only 6 ounces. I know the Germans or the Europeans do like a set trigger. I think it's a little bit too light, especially if you've got cold fingers, but nice to have if you want to use it. Now, as on all Steyr rifles, what you have here is their SBS or safe bolt system. This is quite interesting because it's actually a free sort of safety system in one. So with this toggle safety button here, when it is red and the rifle is cocked, you can cock and load as normally, and on red here the rifle will fire. Cock and load again. If you then toggle this backwards, rearwards, and have the toggle set with the white colour or dot showing, what you have now is it is on safety. You cannot pull the trigger, but the bolt will open and close, so you can remove a round from the chamber. If you then push the toggle back further one more till the grey catch lifts up, this now locks the trigger, it won't fire, and it locks the bolt. But what you can do, you can actually push the bolt further down, and that now completely locks everything completely safe. And then toggling forward, the grey button, it releases the bolt. It's a very nice system and very, very intuitive to use and safe in the field. If you can use it if you want to. If you don't want to use it, it's no problem. You can just go the normal route and actually shoot with just on the white button if you want to. But overall, a very, very nice rifle. I thought it was very, very good in the field, and the accuracy was good. The only thing you have to remember is, being a fully suppressed rifle with 16-inch barrel with 308, some of the heavier weight bullets don't always meet the minimum deer legal velocities in Scotland if you're shooting large species deer, because that's 2,450 feet per second. So you have to bear that in mind, because a couple of the loads, especially the RWS and Remington 165 grain bullets, were averaged around 2.3 or 2.416. So they're very close, but not quite close enough. That's easily remedied. It's no problem. You can pep up the loads with reloads, as we did. And I found that Norma 202 or Alliant Reloaded 12, 42 grains of either of those powders with a 165 grain Hornaday Interbond. They were shooting 2.464 feet per second, so that's well over, which is fine, and that gives you 2,225 foot-pounds. Anyway, I really enjoy shooting this. It's very, very quiet to shoot, very, very nice, very light hunting rifle. Choose the ammunition correctly and it's accurate, as you saw in the tests. So let's take it out and do some deer stalking with it. And when I actually took it out in the field, it was the start of the roebuck season, and down in Surrey, and we had a fantastic roebuck. We've actually got it measuring up at the moment. It's not fully dry, but it's nearly a silver. It's definitely a bronze medal. Very, very thick set, and so we're very, very impressed with that. And a nice conclusion to testing the Steyr Breeze.